my people, and if you're watching live, checking us on YouTube, or listening on your favorite podcast provider, you are most definitely my people. Welcome to another episode of Botched, Pots, and Chair Shots. I'm your host, a chef by trade and a mark by choice. I am the Will Gray, and joining me tonight is...
Hold on, Will. First off, you are not the host. This is the Bad Bitch, the Boss Bitches show. This is not your show, first off. Second off, I don't know you well enough to allow you to be introducing me, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, the rack has come to the Big Cocked and Cum Shots show here on the Twitches. And I am glad to be here joining my good friend, William, and Miss Katie Kinsey Bebe, and, of course, the Bad Bitch herself, Miss Allison.
Well, Rack, I'm glad you're here. But also, giving her proper roses, she is the Shaman of ShElite. She is host of Inside the Mind of. She is host of Storytime with Katie Kinsey Bebe. She is co-host of the #1 podcast on the Raw, on the hub, Smacking It Raw and Getting Off. I'm eventually going to get this right, guys. I apologize.
You're doing great.
She is Katie Wrestling, Miss Katie Kinsey Bebe. How are you?
Oh, Will, long time to see. Rack.
3 in 3 days. We've been killing this. 3 shows in 3
see.
days.
And I told you I did Young Kings earlier, so this is my fourth show.
You do more shows than I do, so I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. And
as the chef, Will he has difficulties with raw things. That is why he fucks this up every time.
You know, it's a privilege to have you. What's up, Dad Hat? And joining us tonight, not perched upon her iron throne. That's where I am tonight. Hi, everybody. She is the Hova to my Beyonce. She's the Bonnie to my Clyde. She is the brains behind the operation. She is the host tonight. She's the boss bitch, Miss Allison Siegel. Al, how are you?
I'm good.
Woo, Allison!
So, should be fun.
We're gonna start this off the same way we always do. Rack, I'm curious about your answer. So, guys, what has you pissed off for greatness this week in the world of professional wrestling? I'm really excited about what the answer to this could be.
Currently, I am pissed off for greatness about the fact that I was invited on a show hosted by Allison, and you keep talking, Will. Also, I thought that we were discussing love between the sides or something like that, and now you were here asking me about, other stuff. So, yeah, that is #1.
They have to do the normal show, too.
Part of this has to be normal before I just stop talking.
That is not what the Rack was told. The Rack was told, hey, Allison wants you to come on. She wants to talk about wrestling couples with you and Katie, and Will's going to be up there silent in the corner watching like the warrior that he is. That was my understanding.
Katie, you got anything for me?
I don't know how we can even top this. I actually don't know. Nothing's really been grinding my gears recently. I haven't been venting about anything. I haven't really been ranting about anything. I'm kind of just vibing right now. I'm kind of just chilling.
That's a good answer. That's a very PC answer.
I gotta be at once in the 4 shows I do, so.
I'm glad we got the short straw on that one.
Sorry. You'll get you more later.
Al, what you got for me?
I mean, I guess I could just be pissed off at the fact that I'm just bored right now. Yeah, there's not really a whole lot of anything going on in wrestling. Like, everything's kind of stale-ish.
Stale-ish? I can accept that. It's always that, WrestleMania hangover, I guess, maybe.
Justin knows what's up.
Mine was a little bit unintentional and has nothing to do with wrestling. I was on TikTok this morning, and I saw a video that was Blink-182 doing the Coachella Music Festival or whatever it is. Coachella, whatever.
Yeah, Coachella.
Coachella. They were doing a bunch of, they were doing things, and it was a Blink-182 concert. And I, being the wise ass I am, simply commented that Tom DeLonge sounded like a person pretending to be Tom DeLonge. And for the last 10 hours, I've been getting reamed by elder emos that are destroying me about how I don't understand or appreciate what real punk music is. And I honestly, I just have to be honest with you guys just a little bit. Blink-182's pop punk.
Yes, it is. First off. Second off, Will, Tom DeLonge, was that not one of the actors that was in the movie that we watched last night together?
I was gonna wait till the right moment to bring it up. Rack, what was your first impression of Evil Head? Now that we've been through it, we had a chance to do the watch along for getting off the last night. What was your impression of Evil Head now that you've survived it?
Way more DP than the Rack is used to watching on a regular basis, but I am not complaining.
I don't even know where to go.
I would again just like to say I deserve a medal for all the bullshit I deal with on that channel.
I did. I wrote down in my notes, Katie deserves a medal.
He did write that down.
All right, Al, I'm gonna.
You have been privileged to work with the Rack as often as you have, and that is the medal in and of itself.
I think I have worked with the Rack more than anyone besides Travis.
You have your own inside the mind of. That's a big step. That was big. Al, it's your boat. Drive it. I'm going to pass it off to you for news and rumors, and then you're hosting the show. So after that, it's all up to you. From here on out, it's just easy street and bonbons for me.
And that's the whole time we've been doing this show. I don't know what the fuck is going on here.
You know I can hear you, right?
Yes, I do.
Best idea I ever had. First on my list is Meltzer says that there's a meeting coming up soon that involves CM Punk, Tony Khan, Chris Jericho, FTR, and maybe others. The idea of the meeting is to attempt to resolve everything.
Let me just state for the record. I don't give a damn what Dave Meltzer says. And I don't give two flying fucks about this Punk situation anymore.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm over it.
A year.
I'm over it at this point. If you all can't be grown men and figure it out, then you all shouldn't play together anymore. Your moms are sending you to timeout. You guys were all in timeout at one point. You couldn't figure out your lesson. That's tough shit.
The Rack would like to imagine that this imaginary meeting that the Dave Meltzer is speaking of will go something kind of like the movie that we watched last night, where CM Punk is Ash and Chris Jericho is the blonde with the ever, imaginary evolving underwear that kept appearing and disappearing and things like that. Tony Khan would be Linda. Who else was going to be there? So Chris Jericho's the blonde.
FTR.
They could be the two ex-girlfriends that came up out of the graves at the end.
FTR is definitely the two girlfriends that came out of the grave.
Yeah. And it all just kind of ends with a giant CM Punk cum shot. Wielding a chainsaw hand. That is the Rack prediction for the outcome.
Honestly, I don't even understand why FTR is involved with this at this point.
Because they're homies with CM Punk, and they want him to come back. And they want that trios match. They want them and Punk versus the Elite for some fucking reason.
Because everybody has friends, and Punk needs friends, and those are his friends. Like, the Elite have each other for whatever reason to, slap thighs and DP with, whatever they're doing. Tony Khan has everyone that he hugs and presses in meetings and everything because he loves them all so much. Chris Jericho has everyone at the January 6th riot supporting him, so that's his fan base. Everybody's got their. That's what I said, January 6th.
The Rack is more topical in politics than I think any of the other three of us.
Fantastic.
I hate politics.
That being said, AEW Collision, a new 2-hour show set for June in Chicago, likely on TNT, and supposedly Punk is going to be the top star. It's going to be at 6:05 on Saturday, so they're really just trying to be WCW now.
Nobody's going to fucking watch it.
No.
That is incorrect. If CM Punk is on there, I'm sure that idiot Matt Riddle will watch it.
Because it's Matt.
You said nobody, Katie. You said nobody. I'm just clarifying. There is one stupid person that will watch it.
Okay, so how there's 5 people who watch Impact. 2 of them are in this room, in this call, whatever.
I was gonna say 5 people that watch NWA, and the 2 of them are in this room.
Oh, yes. There's 5 people who watch Impact total. There'll be 1 person watching Collision. Is that what it's called?
Collision.
Stupid, and I'm not gonna be watching it. I have enough fucking wrestling during the week to watch. I'm not gonna watch this.
Yeah. Just in the chat, AEW is overkill with all the shows. He also says AEW just needs to move on from all the drama, and that means moving on from CM Punk.
Which
Justin is
clearly
over
they're
here
not
with all
doing.
that sexy in the chat.
He does have a lot of sexy in the chat.
He's bringing sexy back.
All right, Justin Timberlake, take it.
LA Knight has been discussed internally as a leading candidate to win the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yeah, I'm down. I'd be okay with that.
Does anyone feel like this is that, like when they did the whole Mr. Kennedy thing? Like this just feels like a repeat of that, where like he is very much the Mr. Kennedy of 2023, and this might not end well for him.
That's exactly what this is. I've been saying that WWE is living in this perpetual Groundhog's Day for the last year and a half, where they're just copying and pasting old stories for new wrestling fans because everybody has short-term memory loss in this universe.
Except for you.
Except for me, which is weird because I, theoretically speaking, should have the worst memory on paper of anybody.
Like Dory?
Just like Dory, Rack. Just like Dory.
I mean, but I feel like in this situation, LA Knight is way more over than Kennedy was.
Also true.
The rag does not know about that. Mr. Kennedy was over big time at that point. I would not say LA Knight is more over. They're both probably in the same position. Unfortunately, LA Knight did not get a spot on WrestleMania to showcase that, despite all his bitching and whining that he copied his name from the city that he wanted to be on the show in.
That's kind of, I mean, hey, your name's LA. It's kind of fucked up that they didn't get to get the card.
Yeah.
I mean, but when does WWE ever actually give us what we want? Never.
Rarely.
Never.
Hey, I got Rhea Ripley's champion. I got what I wanted.
There was that one time they had the women's title defended in a swimming pool in an evening gown thing, and that was fantastic.
So
Also
rarely they give us what we want.
Lord. One of everyone's favorite people is back on AEW. Jeff Hardy makes his return. According to Matt Hardy, the appearance was only scheduled 3 days prior. They didn't know that he was going to be ready to
Yeah,
show
they didn't
up.
know if he was going to be sober. Like, you never know.
I'll say this, and I said it on ShElite. Personally, as Katie, I do not think Jeff should be coming back to wrestling. Looking at the history of his career, injuries, addictions, neck and neck. They very much correlate with each other, and immediately he hits a swanton. I think if he's gonna come back, because I mean he already is, if he's gonna have a match, whatever, I need this to be the final year of the Hardys in ring. Both of them. Both. Last year. 2023, the end of the Hardy Boys in ring. They can still be in AEW. They can still be with Private Party. They can still do whatever. Be trainers. Be in the back. I don't give a fuck. But both of them do not need to be wrestling anymore. I'm sorry.
The Rack agrees. Matt Hardy walks like he was in the movie that we watched last night, and Jeff Hardy, again, as Katie said, I don't even know if it's just injury. This man just wrestling does not do good things to his mental health. He cannot stay off, the pills and the drugs and the alcohol, and drive a car safely. So probably best that he just avoids all that. Maybe take some time off, focuses on his family, never wrestles again, takes Matt Riddle with him. Whatever it takes.
Had to throw the last part on there.
I will say, this is the best I think I've seen him look, physically in a long time. Not wrestling move wise, but he actually almost looked healthy.
Almost.
For him.
And that's the other thing. I want him to be healthy. And if you're going to be continuing this, and apparently, according to him coming back, he has to stay sober. This is what I read. I don't know if it's true, but his clause coming back is the fact that he has to stay sober. Will he? I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think he just needs to be healthy. That's all that should really matter. I don't know. The whole situation's sticky and messy and gross, and I don't like touching it any more than I need to.
Are we still talking about Matt Riddle?
Are we talking about the movie from last night? I mean, I just want to
I
clarify.
knew one of you was gonna fucking say this.
The Necronomicon.
Still disgusting.
Mm-mm. Are we gonna? Do we want to talk about Matt Riddle or no? No.
Listen, I find it oddly suspicious that both Jeff Hardy and Matt Riddle were back on TV one week, and Matt Riddle decided he just couldn't make it to the show on Friday. So maybe we avoid that idiot for now. I mean, unless you want to, it is your
No,
show.
I don't really have anything about him.
He's back. That's it.
Yeah.
He's back. Literally, maybe 10 people care.
Yeah. Johnny Gargano is out with a shoulder injury. Is hoping to avoid surgery.
I feel like I knew this, but also I feel like I didn't know this. I mean,
They've kept it kind of quiet.
I mean, yeah, after his match with Waller, it's not really surprising that there was an injury of some kind in there. But I mean, as long as he heals, if he doesn't get surgery, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love Johnny Gargano, so when he comes back, I'll be happy anyways. So.
Not a Gargano.
Is it his
guy.
dominant shoulder or his passive shoulder? Do we know which?
I don't know.
You're terrible.
Well, I'm
I
just
hope for a
saying,
speedy
Candace is
recovery.
busy. She can't. Anyway.
Vince McMahon says he is not going to be involved at all in creative. Sent out a memo to the entire WWE stating that he is not going to be involved. People are speculating that it's because of all the backlash that they have received this past couple of weeks since Mania.
Listen, I exist most of my life inside the mind of Matt Riddle, watching passively as things go on, and I am privy to all the things that he reads on the internet that Al Gore created, and all the dumb shit that you fans think you know and say, and blah blah. There is nothing that annoys the Rack more than having to sit there in Matt's mind muted while he reads everyone. Oh my God, Vince McMahon is back in creative. WWE sucks. It's gonna blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. Like, you watched it before Triple H took over. You are going to watch it if Vince comes back. It is still WrestleMania and Money in the Bank and Royal Rumble. It does not matter. You act like you think you know who wrote shit, like you Young Kings Wrestling said it. They are so smart. Beautiful black men. Specifically said, y'all think like Triple H can't write a bad show. Oh, well, this feels like Vince. You don't know what Vince McMahon feels like. The only people that knows what Vince McMahon feels like are Linda, the women that he paid, and possibly his daughter, depending on if you believe truth behind that story. But we can talk about that later.
That's,
Yikes.
yeah, you know, just what? Like, that's another conversation I'm so sick of hearing. It's the Punk and it's the Vince stuff.
Yeah.
Guys, find a new fucking topic.
Yeah.
Nobody give a fuck anymore. We're done.
Yeah, it's like maybe they're just shitty right now and no one's to fucking blame except they don't have really great storylines right now. Fuck it.
It was the fact that they decided to do a draft randomly again.
Yeah.
All the Rack knows is y'all was bitching about Bray Wyatt, and as soon as Bray Wyatt disappeared, the show was all of a sudden shitty, and everyone was bitching about the whole show. So maybe the quality of the show went down because Bray Wyatt left, and y'all are just too fucking stupid to realize how fantastic he was.
It was shitty with Bray Wyatt too.
Uh-oh.
That is impossible.
They just weren't doing good stuff with his story. Like, I think he wanted it to go one direction, and then somehow they fucking strong-armed his ass into that pitch black match, which I know that you like, but he's not one to do a sponsored gimmick match, and that's what it felt like.
I mean, theoretically, every match is a sponsored gimmick match. Did you not watch WrestleMania?
Still Ruka is the Cinnamon Toast Crunch mascot,
Yeah.
which I still don't know why they chose her.
Really?
Have you seen
Yeah.
her?
Yeah,
Wow.
Soul Ruka put it on her Instagram story that she was the Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
They put Ray
Mascot.
on the box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and they have cinnamon luchador themed cinnamon toast crunch. Now it's got little like faces of little luchadors.
I kind of really just want Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I've been looking for the Ray box and haven't found it yet.
So, The Rack was at the Walmart earlier doing some shopping, and he got one of these Twix iced coffee things, and it tastes like popcorn. It does not taste like Twix. I'm a little disappointed. We will see how the Snickers one tastes. I have no idea. Maybe it's because you guys kept talking about not having popcorn that the Rack was bringing. He was like, "This tastes like popcorn now."
Popcorn is fucking delicious.
Cody takes meetings in Hollywood while they are there for WrestleMania. I can't really picture Cody being an actor. Like, it just doesn't... Like, he's good on the mic. He's not great on the mic. I just can't see him being a good actor.
I don't know. I mean, they've made some questionable choices in WWE movies. Let's call a spade a spade. I feel like Cody could be fun as like a minor character in something.
As the Jon Snow of the Rhodes family that the Rack is, if you could not tell. Listen, Cody is every bit the leading man in Hollywood that we need right now. He could reboot the entire Rocky series. He could play Sylvester. He could do these things. I would believe in him. He has it in him. He could play a secret agent. Anything that requires a list, Cody got it. So like, I'm with it.
It's fucked up.
It's so fucked up.
It's terrible.
Let's see. We had another return on Friday. Shinsuke Nakamura is back and appears to be going after the IC title, potentially. Right? No. That's wrong. Him and Karrion Kross were supposed to have a thing, but he had a thing with Moss, and then they're gonna do a thing with Karrion Kross.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, neither of those men are IC champion that the Rack knows of. Neither the Karrion Kross or the
Woods is going after Gunther for the IC title.
Yes. Thank you.
And we all know Allison is rooting for anybody that is wrestling Gunther. Doesn't matter who it is. It could be Hornswoggle. She is like, let's go Hornswoggle. IC title.
Listen. Okay. Even on Friday, it's like, he's like, I don't like funny people or whatever it is that he said. Like,
she nailed the accent.
That was exactly what Gunther sounded like, too. It's exactly how I remember it happening.
Are you playing chess?
I'm not hosting the show right now.
He is not playing checkers, that is for sure.
I hear like the clicking of my headphones.
Can you hear it?
I'm sorry. I can hear it.
Go ahead.
Listen, allow Will to lose at chess while we are talking more important shit than he has ever spoke before in his life. Like, it is all good.
Ooh.
Rumors about Drew McIntyre are swirling as he has blacked out his Twitter pictures. We know his contract is up in the next 9 months, and they have yet to come to an agreement. And he's also been sick, I guess.
He's been sick a lot. And also, people take the whole, like, them blacking out their Twitters and everything so seriously. Guys, relax. They did the same thing with, like, Cora Jade, like, left social media a few times while she was gone. And people were like, oh my god, Cora's leaving. She's leaving NXT. What are we gonna... Like, okay, fucking take it easy, Sally. She's not leaving. She's playing into all of this. Drew very well could be doing the same thing. Or he's just fed up with all of social media and he's just fed up with everything and he's taking a break from everything.
I mean,
it happens.
According to the Rack sources, apparently Drew McIntyre, this is a promotional gimmick because he is going to be featured on the next episode of Black Raw. That is what the Rack has heard.
I knew there was going to be a joke in there somewhere. I was just waiting.
Don't be jealous, Katie.
Rumors are Seth Rollins is unhappy and his walkout on the Raw after Mania was not scripted.
Would you like to take this one, Rack?
I don't care. Like, it was, oh my God, they came and they talked to him during commercial and said things and told him that it was cut short and that is why it was short. Now it wasn't short because he was upset and just left. Like,
he's also
It's all stories.
Yeah, I mean, there have been some interview clips that have been out there, and it could be a work, it could not be a work, where he has talked about, that he feels like he deserves a push and he's not getting it, and he, all they do is make him lose. So, I mean, there have been things said. He has made comments in interviews about kind of not being unhappy with what they're doing with his story, not necessarily like WWE in general, just what they're doing with him.
It is the Rack's understanding that he did not like the Matt Riddles either, nor the Logan Pauls, and they made him work with them. So maybe that is why he's upset. Is like, listen, I could be the tribal chief. I could beat the Roman Reigns, but you won't give me the chance to do it. So instead, you stick me with a bunch of idiots and programs that I have to make them look good in, which he does. He is fantastic, and he deserves everything. He deserves the world. Seth Rollins is fantastic. So, yeah.
I agree 100%.
He makes everybody he works with look good. He has said it, at the end of the day, it's a job. Like, I don't have to like you to work with you in the ring.
Yeah.
So.
Seth deserves the world.
He does. Like, honestly, like, I don't really care that much about Cody. You can hate me or not for it. But, like, I think there are far more deserving people that have never left WWE that deserve a title push over Cody Rhodes. Cody got mad, picked up his ball and left, did something else, got pissy there, picked up his ball and came back. Like, he should have to earn his right for that title picture. Yeah, Cody's good in the ring and it's a great story, yada yada. But, like, big picture, like, I don't feel like he necessarily deserves the push over others.
The Rack completely disagrees with you, but that is fine. This is your show. You are entitled to your opinion, as wrong as it is. He did not get upset and leave because he was not given the opportunities or the chances that he thought he wanted. So he went out to prove to them that he is the star that he knew he could be, instead of, like Stardust. Got over to AEW. It is my understanding that while he is diplomatic about it, there was a lot of issues with him and the Tony Khans and the Elite, which, go figure, Cody and CM Punk, neither here nor there. We're not going to get into that discussion. I'm just saying this stuff. The company that he helped start was not going in the direction that he had envisioned it. He had proven that he is the star that he knew he was, and he was given the opportunity to come back in WWE and do so. The proving that he is worthy of the position was everything he did post WWE. Drew McIntyre did the same thing. Jinder Mahal did the same thing. Plenty of people have done the same thing. I mean, even if you go back to WCW's, the Kevin Nashes and the Scott Hall, they were in WCW. They had shit gimmicks. They left. They went to WWE, came back, big stars, ran the company. Like, this is just a part of the wrestling business.
Fair. I don't know. I just think that they shit on a lot of people for others.
Who specifically is it that you want to see in the world title picture that you think deserves it over the Cody Rhodes?
Seth.
I mean, he's been world champion though. It's not like he's getting shit on. Like, he has been to the mountaintop many times. He has climbed Space Mountain and came all over that bitch. Like,
that's a good one. I like that. That's well said. Well said.
That is correct, JJ. The Rack is here. You are welcome.
The Rack is here.
Hi, JJ.
Cute. Hi. Same tone and everything too.
I know. God.
Totes adorbs.
Totes.
That's really all I have for news and rumors. There wasn't really like a whole lot.
Fucker.
There hasn't been a lot recently.
So. Wow. Moving on to what is we'll call it the meat and potatoes. Or
Hey, there she goes. Just got it.
It's almost like you've done this before.
Oh. So, today we are going to dive into the romance side of the square circle as we explore wrestling couples throughout history. From in-ring partnerships to real-life romances, these couples have left their mark on the industry.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Love them.
So this is like are we doing like the Randy Savage Stephanie McMahon relationships, or more like the Stephanie McMahon Triple H relationships?
Stephanie Triple H.
We're
Okay.
gonna do like actual relationships that are not SA.
That's one way to put it.
So
That's a way to say it. That's correct.
I would have just said rumored, but yeah, we could go with that too.
Allegedly.
Both.
Alleged relationship. No, I'm excited to talk about love between the thighs.
So, Lord.
You wanted this, Allison.
I
just
know I
telling you.
did. I
You
know
did
I
this.
did. I did this.
You did this yourself.
So okay, when we're talking about like on screen in the ring wrestling couples, you know, who comes to mind for y'all?
I mean, like besides Triple H and stuff.
Besides Triple H and Stephanie,
Okay.
like who would you say is your favorite like wrestling couple?
So the Rack has been reading some of the romance novels lately, and the relationship that the Rack saw on Total Divas between John Cena and who John Cena like really was, and Nikki Bella reminds him a lot of those. Like he is like you know, this stiff, well dressed, unyielding dude, and Nikki was just trying to like break him of those things and make him be wild and have fun, like he pretended to be in front of the camera and all that. So like I am getting into these romance novel type relationships, so I would go John Cena and Nikki Bella, even though it ended tragically for John Cena.
Well, I mean, he's married now, and she's married and has a kid.
Yeah.
Again, she broke him down to the point to where he's like, okay, we'll get married, and then she went and married and got knocked up by some other dude. Now he's like, everything he was against, he is now about, and like she's completely morphed his life
Yeah, I mean, that's
and
true.
abandoned him.
I saw a thing with him where he said it, you know, he just didn't, he was open to having kids with her, but she didn't even like have the discussion with him. She just broke up with him with no warning. He didn't, well, he says that she didn't give him the opportunity to at least reconsider. I mean, he has said, I never
The
want
Rack
kids.
watched Total Divas, and I watched that dumb motherfucker say, I will never marry you. I love you. I do not want that. I have no interest in having the children with you. I don't think I would be a good father. My career is more important to me than you, that pussy, or anything that comes out of it. Like, I heard him say all of these things to her. So, like, I don't know where he thought he didn't give her the opportunity to reconsider the situation when you say that shit over and over and over again, you know, while telling her how she has to sit at the table while she is eating and shit. Like,
and putting the little bootsy things on their feet and shit to walk through their house and stuff. Like, that was wild.
but
like
it
that.
had the potential in that relationship to be one of these hot passion. I mean, we saw her dress up in the nurse's outfits and all the things, like love affairs where she eventually broke down the layers and everything, and she did. It ended tragically. But still, it was great. And also, we got the one good thing Ronda Rousey ever said in WWE out of it. So there was that.
I'll go with one that is like successful right now. Seth and Becky.
Oh, for sure.
I
They're
mean,
like
they
couple goals.
kind of kept it on the low, and then they were like, haha, surprise, we're engaged. They got married, little baby. They're both at the top of their game. Like, they're top tier.
Yeah.
I love them.
I like that they don't shove their relationship into storylines. Like, it's just little comments here and there. Like when Seth and Roman did have like their little thing last year. Was it last year or the year before? And Roman was like, you know, if I wanted to be in the ring with a superstar, I'd call your wife. You know, things like that.
And Bailey did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the only time they've like truly like interacted, like in storyline was with like the Lacey Evans Baron Corbin shit, and that was like when they first made their like relationship public. And they're like, oh, we're gonna capitalize on this.
Yeah.
And, I mean,
The Rec takes it back. The Rec's favorite wrestling couple of all time is the John Moxleys and the Renee Paquettes because they are both fantastic, and I love them
They're
both.
adorable.
Yes. They also have a baby.
They do.
also have a really cute baby.
Babies are wrestling. The new generation is going to be fucking awesome. You guys don't understand.
One of the, sort of ultimate wrestling couples that we can't not talk about this couple is, of course, Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth. They were kind of like the quintessential wrestling couple in the beginning.
Yeah. And, I mean, excluding everything that happened behind the scenes.
Correct.
On screen was, yes, that when you think wrestling couples, you do kind of think Randy and Miss Elizabeth.
Or Billy and Chuck.
Billy and Chuck. One of my favorite things about Miss Elizabeth and the Randy Savage story comes at WrestleMania 3. Because Randy's whole character arc there was about how obsessed he was with both the Intercontinental title and his wife. And people say that was a lot of the beginning of the end for them, because then that led to the breakup of the superpowers and like Kim and Hogan and everything that went into play there. So I think that's one of those, like you said, it's one of the original ones. That was a big deal for wrestling back in the day.
And while we were on that subject, even after the Miss Elizabeth and Macho Man relationship had ended, they still maintained that on TV there with the WCW. One of the best stories WCW ever told was the feud of DDP and his wife versus the Macho Man with Miss Elizabeth, and how the beautiful Kimberly Page was in the Playboys and Macho Man was making the comments and doing the things, and the whole thing that they had going on. That was absolutely fantastic.
For sure. JJ says Chelsea Green and Matt Cardona, she's the reason why he's held so many titles in 2021 and 2022. I can't stand either of them, honestly. I do like Chelsea a little bit better than Matt, but God, he's such a, I don't know, he just seems like such a cocky asshole.
I do agree that Matt Ritter does seem like a cocky asshole, and I don't like him either.
Yep. I mean, Cardona and Chelsea are kind of just like the indie couple that people think about, even though, I mean, she's in WWE again, but yeah, I mean, they kind of have been holding it down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, there is a beautiful love affair that the Rack is aware of between someone that we refer to as the Crimson Chin and racism that has been going on in wrestling for a little while now.
Don't bring her into this.
I just thought we were talking about wrestling couples, things that go well together.
Don't bring the Crimson Chin into this bullshit. Ain't
I don't
nobody like
even
her.
know who that is.
She is the daughter of one of the Four Horsemen, and not the one that is notorious for whipping his dick out.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna say her name because she doesn't deserve any fucking credit because she's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But other wrestling couples, Montez Ford and Bianca Belair.
Yes. They're precious. I love that she makes all the Street Profits gear. And,
She's
like,
amazing.
her gear always slightly matches their gear.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's very subtle, but, like, they always, like, slightly match.
I love them.
Precious.
The two of them together, so cute.
The Miz and Maurice, Miz swinging way out of his batter's box to get Maurice, but props to him for that. He has always overachieved in his life. Also, the greatest love story of all time, Hulk Hogan and himself.
Another name I don't mention. He sucks too.
Yeah, Miz and Maurice are good. They make a great pair. I always say I'm going to watch the reality show, and then I forget about it. But I want to go back. Yeah, that's what everyone says. I want to go back and watch it from the beginning. But yeah, no, he really won with that one. So,
No, he really fucking did.
Yeah, I mean, she may have just wanted a green card, but now here we are. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow. You went there.
She said it. She said it, guys.
I mean, who else would want to be with the Miz? No, they're precious, and I love them. Like, in the ring together. Like, it's really funny. Like, that whole, they did,
Like the Cena Nikki stuff?
yeah. So, it was good. I liked it. Let's see.
I got another one.
Yeah, go.
Naomi and Jimmy Uso.
I really
Y'all
need,
watch Total Divas, you know.
I really need her to come back.
She's probably going to fucking ROH.
Probably. But I just they missed a good opportunity by adding her into the bloodline and doing a feud with the bloodline and Judgment Day. Like, that's the piece that the bloodline is missing to actually feud with Judgment Day, is a female component.
William, if you were not distracted playing the chess, I have a question for you because I feel like you are the most knowledgeable person to ask about this. Did the Deborah McMichaels and Jeff Jarrett actually have a relationship at any point?
Yes, they did before him and his current wife got married. I'll do some due diligence right now to confirm dates.
Jeff Jarrett, you know, again, one of those overachievers, Mr. Steal Your Girl, he took Mongo's wife, brought her to WWF, then she said, fuck you, I'm going to go to Steve Austin. Don't blame her there, even though that, again, did not end very well. And then also took Kurt Angle's wife. So he was just like, Mr. Steal Your Girl.
He did Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Yeah, but like I don't understand why anybody would want to be with Jeff Jarrett. Could be me.
JJ says Tommy Dreamer and Bully Ray, they have a long-term business relationship that's playing out.
Dude,
yeah,
that's an intense... Nobody else watches Impact, though, so I can't talk about how awesome Bully Ray Tommy Dreamer story is right now. Tonight's Hardcore Heaven, it's Team Dreamer versus Team Bully.
It's on right now, isn't it?
Yeah,
not that match, but like
it starts at 8, yeah.
So, we also have, you know, Lita hopping into bed with Edge and Matt Hardy and that whole...
That is one of the greatest love stories ever told in WWE.
Edge and Lita?
That is.
Well, just the drama. Like, the Rack loves the drama, like the idiot Matt Ritter does. So, you know, you had, like, the real-life breakup of the Matt Hardy and the Edge, and then the Matt Hardy losing his job because he was upset about it, which was fucked up on WWE's part. Like, oh, sorry that some dude fucked your girlfriend. We're going to fire you. But then they brought him back, and he got to lose the feud, you know, for redemption because Matt Hardy, not Edge. But then we got the beautiful relationship that is the Beth Copeland and the Edge, the Grit couple. So it all surmises somewhere.
Yeah. Matt Hardy's current wife, Rebby, a indie darling.
Playboy Playmate.
Yeah. She talks about on TikTok a lot how she hates Lita. She was going through, I think it was a box of action figures, and she found a Lita action figure, and she just, like, chucked it.
She really needs to fucking get over it. I will say that.
She mentions
That was a
it
long
lot.
time ago.
Yeah.
Before he even knew who the fuck you were, Rebby.
Yeah. She was still like a child at that point. I think.
Exactly. So fucking get over it, sweetheart. Jesus Christ.
In the Ruthless Aggression, we had Eddie and Vicky Guerrero, Booker T and
Queen Charmel,
Queen
yeah.
Charmel.
Yes.
King Booker, I love.
Yes.
Did you like King Booker at all, Rack? What did you think about King Booker?
The Rack's favorite Booker T was the Booker T that was having sex with Goldust there for a little bit. However, King Booker was fantastic. I do always appreciate a man with a fake British accent. It does do the Rack well. So yes, pinkies up as we talked about last night.
If you're proper, pinkies up.
Booker T knows.
There is also, and this always comes up, I feel like I had this up in News and Rumors a couple weeks ago, the awkward relationship between Sonny Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. That's always a fun, you know.
I mean,
was it true, wasn't it true?
That wasn't really a wrestling relationship. That was just Sonny getting hers and possibly ruining two men's lives in the process.
Well, one, because Shawn wasn't married. It was just to be Brett, really. Shawn didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Not at that point, at least. Good Christian
However,
Sean now
if
does.
the Sonny was just fucking the Sean and not the Brett, then maybe the Sean wouldn't have tried to ruin the Brett's life. And then we also saw the dark turn that Sean's life took after that whole thing, and it was mutual. Everything that Sonny put in her mouth got mutually ruined.
She also like killed somebody, but we don't have to talk about that.
I mean, there's that too. That whole vehicular homicide thing. PCO and Eddie Edwards match is happening right now. The Dead to Rights match, which is Impact's version of a casket match.
JJ said Brandy and Cody, and I kind of agree.
Yeah.
That's
I
all I
like
want.
Brandy and Cody.
Yeah, I mean,
They're cute.
Brandy is not always everybody's cup of tea, but no, I mean, they're cute together, and they
Their
do
daughter's
good
adorable.
in ring work together. Michelle McCool and The Undertaker, they're amazing.
That is
Both of
true.
them are Hall of Famers.
For as much shit as everyone gives the Brandy Rhodes, who told you it was open mic night, bitch, is probably everyone's favorite thing to quote and say. So I think that they really need to reevaluate their feelings about that beautiful, beautiful woman that Brandy Rhodes is.
I also really liked Brandy's like little cooking show, Shot of Brandy. That shit was fun.
The rack would
Highly
do a shot of
recommend.
Brandy.
Will,
Okay.
how do you feel about Brandy Rhodes having a cooking show?
Oh god.
Well, since you asked, I think it's stolen valor for a couple simple reasons. Because one, I don't think it's okay whether you get called a chef by someone else or if you call yourself a chef, which I've heard her on 2 different accounts be done. Someone call her a chef and her not correct them, and her call herself a chef is stolen valor. I didn't work 80 hours a fucking week so that this woman can walk into a kitchen without knowing which end of the fucking knife to hold, and she gets to call herself a chef. I'm sorry. Fuck that. Brandy Rhodes is a hell of a personality on television. That woman is not a chef. Thanks. I'll go back to my little corner now.
Go back to your doodles, Will.
What about Chef Boyardee? Do you have an issue with the Chef Boyardee?
No, he earned that title.
I love
Okay,
Chef.
okay. The rack makes a mean cock meat sandwich. Can I call myself a chef?
You can call yourself whatever you want.
I
There we go.
won't tell them that.
Lord. So, what are some couples for y'all that are surprising? Like that's when you heard about them, because a lot of these couples stay under the radar, that you thought was just like, huh, they're together.
Keith Lee and Mia Yim. I'll call a spade a spade. The first time I found out Keith Lee nailed Mia Yim, I was like, you get yours, big dog. Like, Keith Lee got that dog in him, because Mia Yim's hot.
She's
And
very
Keith
hot.
Lee's Keith Lee. There's nothing wrong with Keith Lee, but he's Keith
He's
Lee.
beautiful.
I agree with the sexy Justin in the chat. The Malachi Black and the Zelina Vega. Like,
Yeah,
don't get me
that's a
wrong.
good one, too.
That is a fantastic couple, but they did not seem like 2 people that I thought would.
Okay.
Buddy Matthews and Rhea Ripley is
My
an interesting one to me.
Fuck yes.
No.
Yes.
Not just the Buddy Matthews and the Rhea Ripley, but the other one and Alexa Bliss, or even Ryan Cabrera and Alexa Bliss. Like, I have no idea where her taste is, but Buddy Matthews' ex tag team partner, I believe, is the one
it
that she
Blake?
or no, was it Blake or was it
She was with
Buddy
Blake.
that she was with? Yeah, she was with Blake. He has a funny looking fucking face. I just didn't get it. And then Katie, does he not?
It's messed up.
Does it not kind of look like he got stung by a bee in the face or some shit? Like,
I'm
it's just
not
not what his
as-
face should look like. Anyway,
That's
that was weird to the rack. The Ryan Cabrera is weird to the rack as well. But
I like completely forgot about Ryan Cabrera for like the
That's
longest
I
He's
guess
time.
engaged too,
it is
right?
what it is. I
They're
don't see him
married.
being into like.
They're married.
Yeah.
Ow.
Some of them,
Amy Schumer and Dolph Ziggler,
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
because he is too athletic for her in the bed.
Some ones for me are Brock Lesnar and Sable. Like, they're kind
Which-
of weird to me.
Al Wilson and Dawn Marie was weird.
Why do you have to? Why? Wow. As Pretty Kyle showed up too, you really just.
Rack is too athletic for me.
Juice Robinson and Tony Storm was
Also
unexpected.
married.
Liv has been with, I think, half of both AEW and WWE rosters.
Hey, we don't slut shame here. It don't
Whoa.
matter.
No.
Yeah.
The Michael Cole and the Heidenreich.
Stop.
Very unexpected.
Why do you like this?
Yes, Tajiri and Tori Wilson.
Tajiri and Tori Wilson. Yes, Kyle. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by, Bubba.
One couple that I do think is absolutely precious, but a little weird-ish, is Carmella and Corey. Like,
that's a couple I didn't expect to get together, but I really loved like Carmella with Big Cass.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought they were like, perfect. And then all that shit happened. And I'm kind of just happy that Carmella and Corey are happy. And also, fuck everyone for calling Carmella a homewrecker, because Corey Graves was already over his ex-wife, and they were trying to get that shit settled when they got together. So, fuck all y'all.
Yeah.
Enzo Amore and Liv Morgan as well. That one kind of like, that surprised me a little bit.
I
Yeah.
mean, back then, no, doesn't really surprise me. Like, if it was Liv now and Enzo now, yes. Back then, no.
How do y'all feel about Rusev and Lana?
I like it.
The Rack loves it. The Lana is trying to do everything she can underneath what Rusev will allow to express her sexuality, including letting us know about all the sex they had on the tank and everything like that. He constantly is putting her over as his flexible, sexy wife. Like, I need more of the Miro over on the AEW with the Lana, and less of whatever the fuck they are doing with the Elite.
Yeah.
Bold for you too soon.
CM Punk and every diva in 2007.
Hey, you know what, though? Shout out to CM Punk and AJ Lee, because that, despite all of the drama and everything that everyone says, that is a fantastic couple that the Rack loves.
I was just going to say that too. As much as I'm not a big CM Punk guy right now, Punk and AJ Lee together is... That's my heart. I love them.
It must not be all bad.
Another weird one for me is Braun Strowman and Raquel Rodriguez.
No, see, listen, the Rack is gonna apologize ahead of time because he's about to say some dumbass yellow shoe shit right now. But
probably won't be as bad as that, but okay.
Raquel has the frame of somebody that the Rack thinks Brock Lesnar or Braun Strowman would be into, especially from behind. So, not surprised at all. He is just trying to control his narrative in his conservative world the best he can. That is all that is happening there.
Yeah. One that I didn't know was even a thing was Orange Cassidy and Chris Statlander.
They were actually a couple?
They are actually
was that actually confirmed?
Yes.
When?
Well, shout out to the Orange Cassidy, because the Rack loved that alien chick.
Yeah, I was into her. She's cute. Charlie Haas and Mickey James. That's cool. Kane
No,
and
Miss
Katie
Jackie.
Vick. Kane and Katie Vick. There it is. I was wondering how long it would take somebody to say it.
No, Charlie Haas and Miss Jackie. That is correct. And they were a real life couple for a very, very long
Not Mickey
time.
James. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah. No. Trish and Mickey James. Now that was a couple, ladies and gentlemen. That was.
That was
something.
That was, yeah.
We can't not talk about the cutest couple of all times, which is Dr. Britt Baker and Adam Cole Bebe.
He's right there. Look at him.
Little Adam.
Well, I'm cool.
Another one of the Rack's favorites would be I just had it and I lost it, but we'll go with I'm thinking Kenny Omega and the Blow Up Doll with one, he had a tag team partner. They were the Golden Lovers or something. They would
Bushi.
they would touch each other and stuff like that, right? That was the thing, like
Yeah.
polyamorous, bisexual relationship.
They sucked the mana out of each other.
What? I heard you but didn't hear you. Can you please repeat yourself one more time?
They sucked the mana out of each other.
Okay.
John Moxley and Blades.
That's...
John Moxley and Blades. Facts.
I feel like there's another one I had off the top of my head, but I can't remember now. Honestly, a shout out to Samantha Irwin and Ricochet.
Didn't they just get engaged?
They did just get engaged, yeah, a few months ago.
Ty Mello and Sammy Guevara.
Ew.
Guavara.
Rah, rah, rah.
So you know how when a couple is trying to get together and you just find the right person that the ring would fit on their finger? That is what Ricochet has been doing through all of the women that he Kathy Catanzaro, it just the finger did not fit the hole properly, but apparently Samantha Irvin did. So shout out to her for that. Thank you for bringing that up, Katie. I appreciate it.
I can't stand you. No, there was another one I had too. Fuck. Oh, Anna Jay and Jungle Boy.
Oh yeah.
It's a hot couple.
The Rack prefers relationships where the women are far more successful than the men will ever be. So Mickey James and Nick Aldis all day long.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. You know, a couple others that are sort of like, oh, Bully Ray and Velvet Sky was one.
Listen, Velvet Sky is everything from like 2005 that the Rack found attractive back in the day and still in 2023. And the fact that somebody that was kind of roughly the same shape as that idiot Matt Ritter was able to do that just gave him all sorts of confidence and hope and a bad time in his life. And now he is married and happy and has children and is ruining the Rack's life. So, you know, good for him.
I did not know that.
So let's talk about like couples that were on-screen couples but not in real life couples. I mean, currently we have Rhea Ripley and Dom,
Dom,
which in the age of kayfabe not being a thing, like,
I mean, but it worked. It works for them though, because like regardless, like she's clearly with Buddy and he just got engaged to his girlfriend, but on screen, like they still keep up the facade and they do it so well. People kind of just like forget. Yeah.
Does it kill the story at all for you guys that you know that they're not actually together?
Allison, let me ask you a question. If you watch a movie with an actress that you know is married to a famous actor and she is doing a sex scene with that, does it ruin the movie for you? Like, oh, that they're not really fucking, they're not really in love in this movie.
It bothers me.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
Are you Allison?
It doesn't bother me in a movie. I don't know. With wrestling, I don't know. Like, for whatever reason, because they are trying to portray this live, real persona most of the time. I mean, it only moderately bothers me, but not really.
You do understand that The Undertaker is not an undead wizard who can summon lightning and rise from the dead, correct?
How do you
what
know?
What the fuck?
How do you know he doesn't do that in his private life?
Because if he did, never mind.
Well, thanks for ruining Christmas, Rack.
No, I don't know. It's not that. I just sometimes like with some of the things, like a little bit of kayfabe would be, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how different the story could be with a little bit of kayfabe. Does that make sense? Like,
the Rack is going to make this short and sweet like Kyle's penis because I know Katie gets upset when these kind of things happen. But the idiot Matt Ritter was going to have this conversation with Will. It would just be so much better if everyone watched the wrestling like they watch the movies and don't care about like who they are really dating in real life and everything and just pretend like it was all a big movie or a TV show, because then you don't need the kayfabe to suck yourself in. Like, you don't need kayfabe to watch Jurassic Park and be like, well, you know, sure, but the dinosaurs aren't real, so the fuck this movie, it sucks. I can't enjoy it now.
What are you talking about?
I don't think it's so much. This is a conversation for another time, but I don't think it's so much as like, yes, you can watch wrestling and understand that kayfabe is a thing. Like, you can watch it and understand that it's, you know, not real, and it's like watching another movie or watching it. But kayfabe is the glue that holds the sports entertainment and the pro wrestling together. Kayfabe is the piece of the puzzle that makes it plausible to make you think that 5 foot tall, 150 pound Adam Cole could take down, you know, the Giants.
Why you
Listen,
ever
Will.
ask me?
Again,
That was
I
for
said we
you.
were going to keep this. I said we were going to keep this short and sweet, like Kyle's penis, and that meant that you were to be quiet and sit in your corner, and we are not going to have the discussion. However,
JJ just said Eddie super kicked his wife. Eddie Edwards just super kicked his wife.
who is Eddie Edwards' wife?
I don't know who his wife is, but Eddie Edwards is a beast. He's also a friend
Who
of
is
the show.
Eddie Edwards?
He was in WWE. You probably remember. I may find out what he was called in WWE, and you'll be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that guy."
I will bring up Kyle's point. Rhea and Dom are never romantic on screen in any way.
That's true.
They just allude to it. We all just assumed.
I've had plenty of sub-dom
Well, that's not
relationships that I weren't romantically involved with. It is possible.
Also, The Rack was very invested in the Aaliyah Buddy Matthews relationship when that was going on before he left for the AEW, and he was with Rhea at that point, and then Rhea, there was the whole thing. And when you look at the layers of how these two people who are in a real life relationship are in fake relationships with a brother and sister, it is kind of interesting and enjoyable.
A couple other, notable, fake relationships. It started out as fake Stephanie and Triple H. Started out as a fake relationship. However, we all know how that turned out.
Time to play the game.
Or it's just really like the ultimate game of kayfabe, and they're not actually together, and those children aren't real.
Those children are just clones.
You want to Can we talk about conspiracy theories this week? Is this
No.
the week for it?
No, it's not.
Or
Oh, bye forever.
Do you have a conspiracy theory about
Triple H and Steph and how we could talk about how it's a little bit weird that Steph was best friends with Macho Man and Andre the Giant and all these creepy guys that were like more than double her age when she was like 13, 14, 15 years old. And we know what kind of a creep show her dad is. There's lots of rumors and speculation and conspiracies that we could go down. We have an episode coming up for that, so shameless plug. Stay up late with us Sunday the 30th. We're losing all the logos and we're going down a conspiracy theory rabbit hole.
I mean, The Rack mentioned that at the beginning of the show when I got booed and all sorts of dirty looks from the Katie Kinseys and shit for saying something like that, so.
Just saying.
Alright, so final thought for everybody. Do you feel like relationships are, whether fake, real, or otherwise, are integral parts of a story? Like, do you feel like they take anything away from stories, or do you feel like they help them?
Oh, they absolutely help them. Every great story in professional wrestling has really been about some sort of relationship, whether it is friends or lovers or, and when there are elements, for those of you who cannot turn your brains off and just pretend like this isn't real, when there are elements of reality, it always helps those stories seem more important or more interesting. And there was a lot of tragedy in the love lives of the wrestlers and the things that go on that we did not even talk about, luckily, because The Rack was trying not to really get y'all canceled tonight.
yeah, I mean, relationships and like you said, any context help elevate stuff as much as they can. Even enemies, like you can have like this cutthroat blood feud with somebody, but like, and it gets personal and it gets intense, but like that helps elevate it. Like it brings it to a whole nother level.
Agreed. I think that for the most part, they do a good job with them, but there's some like, oh, this is my wife and she needs something to do, like Valhalla, Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that though.
Mr. Gray, thoughts?
This is gonna be tough. Relationships in the workplace, huh? I was always told by HR, chef, don't get your honey where you get your money. So I kind of stand by that, because if you shit where you sleep, you're going to wake up with messy drawers.
Will,
Now, think about it. Think about what you're gonna say.
Will, are you just gonna sit here and bold-faced lie to everybody on this podcast that is with what is good? Okay, you know what? I will listen. Kayfabe is real, ladies and gentlemen, and Will is not having sex with anyone on this podcast. All right. That's what I just said. Kayfabe is real, and Will has never been inside anyone on this podcast at any point in his career, ever in podcasting. Never once, not once.
Rack, it's okay. You don't have to hide it anymore. We know it was you. It's okay.
Yeah, no, it was me. That.
Oh, I'm just saying, Direct's not the only person that's been inside of Matt Ritter. I'm just saying.
That is also true.
Oh, Lord. All right.
That's how this was. Thanks so much for having me.
This was your idea.
This was my idea. On that amazing note, Katie, plug your stuff.
Yeah, thank you so much. Love you, Allison. Love you, pieces. You can follow me on Twitter at KatieReston13. The link to your about to yell. Thank ShElite Showcase. Twitch.tv/ShElite Showcase. Typically Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern. YouTube.com/ShElite Showcase. Watch the videos because they're way more entertaining. Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. If you want to listen, ShElite Showcase is the brand and the weekly show inside of mine. Every interview series I do. All of these people on screen have actually been on the show. Yes, including the Rack. Crazy. Check out that episode. You can learn a whole lot more about myself and the Rack in that episode if you really feel inclined. Yeah, that's. I do a lot of shit. I'm on everyone's show. Find me everywhere.
Mr. Rack, would you like to plug things for Matt Ritter?
No, the fuck I would not. Listen, do not follow that idiot Matt Ritter at Matt Ritter on Twitter. Do not follow the Getting Off podcast. Well, actually, no, go follow the Getting Off podcast because the Rack gets to host the Pornhub exclusive watch along that you can only get at pornhub.com/model/creation world. There's one up right now with the Rack and the Miss Katie Kinsey and the sexy Filipino Justin where we watch the Texas Dildo Masquerade, and there will be one up very soon called Evil Head featuring the fantastic Will Gray, who just could not keep his mouth shut tonight, and also Miss Katie Kinsey and the indomitable Rack. So go follow Getting Off. Fuck Matt Ritter. Do not follow him in any way, shape, or form. He is ruining my evening. I wanted to stay here and talk to y'all all night, but he has like responsibilities and shit, so he's gonna shut me the fuck up and send me back to bed for the evening. So thank you for having the Rack on.
Mr. Gray.
I am the Will Gray. I'm a chef by trade and a mark by choice. I host this show occasionally. I host a few other shows on Rivet City Radio. I'm also the host of World Championship Wreckage, which is a WCW history primer where we break down the history of World Championship Wrestling from the Turner buyout through whatever we want to talk about, a couple hours at a time.
You know, Will, if you just wanted to be part of Create the World, you could have done that. Like
Travis won't make me an offer. I've strong-armed my way into that network, and I'm the honorary oos. Once Katie gets put on the website, I am pushing for my spot on the website. There's a tenure. There's a chain of command here. I'm just waiting my turn.
I do have a funny story on that subject that we will talk about
off air.
Good stuff.
You want me to do the shout-outs? And
No! I haven't even plugged myself.
Oh.
Yeah, Will.
I'm going to shut up and watch then.
So you can follow me at justagirl918 on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTokies. We are, I'm going to say by the end of May, I'm going to try to launch the Boss Bitch Power Hour. This was a test run. I think it went okay. I'm not super horrible, I suppose.
You were fantastic. If Will would have shut the fuck up and let you do this thing.
You're totally right.
So shout outs, follow Apron Bump, follow Dad Hat Wrestling, follow JJ, follow, I don't know, all the fucking people to follow, follow everything in Creation World and Travis, you know, what does it Will say? Follow my friends. Is that good? Does that work?
Yeah, follow Ted the Hillbilly Hill, Wrestling with the Truth podcast, the Bloodline Entertainment Network. That's Tim King's group of people. Follow the Wrestle Talk Wolfpack. They're starting their own Twitch. I'm going to put all these links up, but follow all of our friends, yeah.
And as we close another episode of Botched, Bots, and Chair Shots, we want to take a second and thank you for listening. Why did you have to do that? You fucked it up.
You're doing great. Keep going.
You can wait. What's the rest of it?
Remind us.
You can what?
Remind you.
Damn it! I can't do it without starting with the beginning.
You ready?
Okay, you got it. You got it.
Do it. 1, 2, 3, and scene.
You can. God damn it! I
Just
can't.
start over.
Just go, Will. Just go. I can't. I fucked it up.
Now, as we close another episode of Botched, and Share Shots, I want to take a minute. Thank you for listening. I remind you to go wherever you do anything on the internet. Like, follow, subscribe, unsubscribe, then subscribe again. Leave a comment telling me how great I am or how terrible we sound. Either way, it helps the algorithm and it helps find new listeners. If you're feeling really generous to be one of the VIP people, head over to patreon.com and donate to the Rivet City Radio Podcast Network. You get some fantastic swag. We get some fantastic guests. It's a win-win for Katie Wrestling 13, for the Rack, and for the boss bitch, Miss Allison Siegel. I am the Will Gray. Thanks for stopping by and listening, my people.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, now we know why Will's tongue has got, never mind.